Ghosts. Are they real or are they just clickbait? Y'all know what these videos are about by now. We're gonna watch some paranormal clips and we're gonna decide whether or not they're legit.
On February 20th of 2025, a mother records her child's balloon after seeing it do something that terrified her immensely. She films the balloon, hoping that it does it again on camera.
Is that Elmo from Sesame Street?
It's doing it again.
Okay, my first thought is air current. You can even hear it. Wait, you can even hear it. It's very windy in that house, listen.
It stopped.
Well, apparently not that windy, actually.
For some reason, the balloon comes to a sudden halt near the basement door. Now you might be wondering what is so frightening about this balloon.
Okay, well that's not what I'm wondering actually, because this is kind of a terrifying idea.
After all, it appears to be doing normal balloon things. Well, according to Rachel, the mother, this
don't know
balloon
about that.
always ends up at the basement entrance, and it doesn't go in unless her son follows it inside.
Wait, y'all keep this thing around? This is always the biggest red flag for me. We keep it in our house for observation.
Andrew.
We must observe the Elmo balloon.
Unlike other instances where the balloon just suddenly stops near the entrance, here it goes all the way in, and it's only when Rachel's son begins to pursue it that it does this.
Whoa. Okay, first of all, I did not see it, quote, go all the way in. It seemed to me that Andrew was walking really close to the balloon. He's not walking around the balloon naturally. He's kind of creating a draft to the side of him that's moving the balloon a little bit. It's not going all the way in the basement, okay?
It might be possible that a draft or an airflow is causing the balloon to move towards the basement.
Yes.
But to have it stop only a few feet away from the cellar, despite being left open occasionally, is a bit strange. Whether it's upstairs or in the furthest corner of the house, it always follows the same path before somehow stopping around the same spot.
So you're telling me that wherever it is in the house, it always follows the same path and ends up in front of the basement. That is hugely compelling evidence to me that this is due to an air current, not some kind of supernatural force. He hasn't said that yet, but that's what's being implied here. Now, if the movement of the Elmo balloon was unpredictable, like it was showing up in one corner of the house one day and then going to the opposite side of the house the next, that would be a little more interesting. But if it really does follow the same path every day, then it's following air currents.
Literally stopped at the basement door again.
wait, was that guy was armed? What you got? You gonna pop Elmo? Oh no, they're gonna whack Elmo, dude. Why's my man got a big baseball bat? All you need is a little tiny needle. Just a little sewing needle. Pop.
Babe.
Quiet. Quiet.
Yeah, why is the dog freaking out? It's just an Elmo balloon walking up the stairs by itself. I'm going to kill you. Oh. Ow. Oh, please, the light turned off. Oh.
As if the incidents before weren't creepy enough, this happens. The balloon seemingly makes its way towards the top of the stairs, directly towards Rachel without stopping, but when it gets to the top, it abruptly stops. Somehow, the natural buoyancy of this balloon ceases as if acting independently from the laws of physics. It just doesn't move at all. They know that getting rid of it would be a good idea, but their son refuses to have it thrown away. So, they continue to keep it. After all, it'll deflate over time and be rendered useless within a few days.
What? You know, this thing doesn't seem like it's really losing a whole lot of air. It's almost like they keep reinflating it. Yeah? Okay. Why is there a book on the ground like that? Oh, I see. Okay, I have my own theories about why that book is there. What? What? Where? Huh? Are you saying there's a little face there? Uh-huh. Bro's got a 5 head.
At the top of the stairs, in the corner of the doorframe, a forehead is seen. Rachel initially saw something, yet didn't know what it was, but after taking a closer look, she sees it. A forehead that naturally leads down to a pair of eyes. However, if you slow the video frame by frame, you'll notice the supposed face she'd seen. Yet something about it has left Rachel and her husband immensely unsettled.
Thank you, Bub, for helping us with that.
But while there has yet to be a definitive explanation, the mystery still remains. Just what exactly did Rachel and her family witness in their house? As with all videos, this one remains unsolved.
I love it when Bub says that, as if there's this council of debunkers and scientists just scratching their heads. No one can explain it. We're stumped. This is a really funny clip, though.
A is for apple. B is for banana. C is for carrot. And D is for death.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look up Elmo balloon, and we'll see if we can find the exact type of balloon that this is. All right, so I found it very quickly. This was the second result when I searched images. This is that Elmo balloon that we saw in that video, and there's a funny thing about the Amazon listing, and that's that it's called an Elmo Airwalker. Huh. I wonder what that means. This balloon was the hit of the party. It was easy to blow up and walked around the party guests. Okay, so I'm watching this video on how to assemble a Spider-Man Airwalker balloon, and apparently, according to these, not only do you need to inflate different parts of the balloon that are sealed off, but you also have weights that you attach to the foot. See right here. Not only that, you can also add weights to different parts of the balloon to manipulate how it moves. Like this, you attach a final weight to the silver knockout on the body behind the head. So what I'm learning from all this is that not only is this Elmo balloon supposed to walk around the room, or at least appear to walk around the room, but you can actually manipulate how it moves by placing the attached weights to different parts of the balloon. So just something to keep in mind. Now, this seems like very important information, crucial information in explaining this clip. And to leave this information out of the clips entirely is a huge red flag, right? Now see, right here, that book down there is meant to change the balloon's direction. Isn't that an odd place to put a book? On the floor like that in the middle of the walkway? Was this book here earlier? Oh, no book on the floor in this clip. The book is out of place. It's not in its usual spot on the floor. One thing you notice too is that without the book on the floor changing its direction, the Elmo balloon basically just moves in one direction. It never turns on its own or anything. It needs help to do that. It's kind of odd that the supernatural force who's controlling this balloon is unable to make it turn its head. That's really strange, isn't it? Now, to be fair, the one time we do see it turn is right here. But around the corner is off camera, and who knows who's over there manipulating the air currents. And I think this is just a situation of a draft, because it does look like the feet are moving, but now that we know that they can place weights on the feet, it's a lot less interesting. There's a million different ways that you could achieve this same effect with a regular balloon. You just have to be really diligent with fishing line and with somebody standing around this corner and somebody standing around this corner and making it look like it's moving around the room invisibly. Let's see how people reacted to this one. I don't care how long my kid will cry. That balloon is getting absolutely demolished. Well, what are you gonna do? Take a baseball bat to poor Elmo? I'm just imagining these grown men just beating the shit out of a balloon with a bat. That's so funny. The way the balloon went up the stairs and instantly stopped after reaching the top creeps me out. It literally freezes like something or someone was carrying it. Ooh, chills. All right, I was content to just leave it there with mostly Occam's razor explanations, but to be honest, this whole sequence with the Elmo balloon actually floating up the stairs wasn't really solved. I kind of hand waved it off as probably some kind of fishing line trick, but I mean, what am I supposed to do? Fly out to the actual house and demand to see the balloon? But my friend Max, who's editing this video right now, noticed something about this footage that I think convincingly explains what's really going on. It all starts with this unnatural stop that Elmo takes at the top of the stairs. Here's the same clip played backwards. Suddenly, a lot of things start making more sense. First of all, the unnatural stop he does at the top of the stairs is where he starts moving. And the way he starts moving is with this suspicious little tug of his left foot that we'll revisit in just a moment. Now, the light turning off when he walked up the stairs always looked weird, slowed down, but it looks a lot more natural turning on since it flickers a little bit. Like lights usually only flicker like that when they're turned on. Here's the real kicker, and yes, pun absolutely intended. Look at Elmo's left foot as he goes down the steps. It looks like it's being tugged by something. Maybe something incredibly thin that could be invisibly wrapped around his little lying balloon foot. To me, this passes the eyeball test a lot better than him going up the stairs. If you're not convinced though, take a look at this little maneuver he does at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. Doesn't that look like his foot is being tugged? It's the same suspicious motion that happens at the top of the stairs when he first starts moving. I'm thinking this clip was simply played in reverse, and there's someone pulling some fishing line around the corner downstairs, and the line is attached to his left foot. Elmo's left foot is leading him the entire time, and the right foot just kind of bounces as it incidentally hits the steps on the way down. The resulting motion, when played in reverse, does kind of look like he's actually walking up the stairs, but he's not. Cool clip, but sorry guys, you busted. You've seen me debunk ghosts, but now I'll be it's time for the ad read. Factor is a meal delivery service that brings you chef-crafted, restaurant-quality meals right to your door. Flexibility with my diet is important. That's where Factor comes in. They just expanded their menu, double the size of before, with over 80 rotating weekly meals, including Gourmet Plus meals, like this truffle butter filet mignon. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code WolfeFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code WolfeFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Hey, did y'all know that I'm a dad? No, of course not. I never mention it all the time. But going from meal planning for 2 people to meal planning for 4 is a big jump. And it really helps to have options open in order to keep an active and healthy lifestyle going. Don't mind me, I'm just ripping one. I'm lifting weights. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code WolfeFB50 to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code WolfeFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. Big thanks to Factor for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to real ghosts caught on tape.
Now this next video was submitted to me by Rachel K, who works at a retirement home where something very strange was recently caught on camera. The story goes that a few days ago, a cleaning crew was sent to clean the second floor of this building. They were sent there to clean up the rooms, but most importantly, a pile of cat litter that a child had accidentally dropped while visiting their grandma. So as requested, they cleaned up the second floor.
Takes 4 people to do that?
Oh, that's disgusting. Or the vegan cheese.
Or the vegan cheese. That would be...
They're having a very natural conversation about vegan cheese.
I'm not the only one that heard that.
No, that's why everyone stopped talking, genius. There's like 5 full seconds where everyone stops what they're doing, freezes, and turns towards the noise.
I'm not the only one that heard that.
There was this one time when I was in this hallway and like... Oh,
One of them wasn't really in a rush. What are we gonna see? Perhaps a little ghost girl shuffling down the hallway or something like that? Oh. Okay, there's a footprint in the cat litter, and it's just appearing. Huh. I see.
What looks like footprints suddenly appear on the carpet. No other footprints appear anywhere else except here. This is interesting considering the color of the prints. They look quite similar to the coloration of the cat litter. Seeing how close it is to the cat sand, it doesn't seem far-fetched to think that a pair of feet had set foot on the powdery substance. But the question is though, just how exactly did a pair of footprints appear without there being someone present?
Special effects. It's very easy to achieve this type of effect, actually. When you have a static image with no moving objects, you can just simply composite one piece of video on top of another piece of video. One where the footprints are present and another where they're not present. Allow me to demonstrate.
It's doing it again.
You know, I think the most troubling thing about this is that there's 4 of them, but only one of them is actually cleaning up the cat litter. The other 3 are just kind of standing around jawing, aren't they? You're professional cleaners. Go ahead, pick up a broom, join in.
The person who sent me this thinks that the noise had some connection to the footprints. After all, the second floor of this retirement home is thought to be haunted.
Of course it is.
Whether or not this explains the footprints remains inconclusive, but as with most videos, you be the judge. How exactly did the footprints manifest on the carpet?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what they did was they took a video like this, where there's no footprints, and then they went back later, they added the footprints, and then they left the shot, and then they simply dissolved that footage over the footage of there being no footprints, and it made it look as if the footprints simply appeared. Basically, I'm saying there's no ghosts afoot in this one.
At around 5 a.m. on August 14 of 2015, a fire breaks out inside a school building. Many firemen arrive on the scene, while people who live near the school take out their phones to record the raging inferno before them.
Whoa.
The school in question is known as Red Crow Community College, and apparently, on the same day the fire took place,
It's a community
something strange
college?
was caught on camera. Now, some reports indicate that the fire was started by an arson who has not been identified to this day. Others, however, say that the fire was caused by electrical issues. It's unclear what started it, but this ambiguity is what makes the following video even creepier.
Okay.
The person who sent me this writes that the school used to be a boarding school for children of indigenous tribes. However, many of these kids lost their lives at school as a result of disease outbreaks like measles and meningitis. For this reason, some believe the school grounds are haunted, which might explain what was captured according to them. The video's quality isn't exactly HD, since it was taken many years ago.
Of course.
But the following is what was caught outside the school building during the fire.
Oh my god. Not exactly HD is an understatement. What? How am I supposed to know what that is? Is this like the Loch Ness Monster photograph? What am I even looking at? The pixels! The pixels moved, bro.
The pale shape looks like a stream of smoke, but then moments later, the white silhouette begins to move in such a way that makes it seem as though it's alive. Even weirder is that during this time, winds were picking up speed. So if this had been smoke from the fire inside the building, then naturally, it should have been carried away by the winds. But that doesn't happen. Instead, it slithers back into the building in a fluid-like motion, just like a snake. As it appears, it's unknown as to what exactly was captured. Although taken in 2015, this video has yet to be explained.
That was 2015? No, sorry. We had iPhones in 2015. This looks like 2004.
The video's quality isn't exactly HD, since it was taken many years ago.
By the way, the idea of 2015 being many years ago is just, it hurts. There's no need for that. That hurts to hear. I mean, is that smoke? It looks like it's something that comes out and then falls to the ground. I don't know what he's talking about getting sucked back into the building. It does kind of fade off to the left though. Here, look, I'll move over here. Whatever it is, it moves out and then it does move to the left. You see? Okay, if it's smoke that's coming out of the burning building, which appears to be still burning, and you're saying it gets sucked back in. So there's a 1990s movie called Backdraft, and I'm never gonna forget it because the idea of a backdraft terrified me so much. But basically the idea is, as explained here on the Wikipedia page, it's also called a smoke explosion. Basically, it's the abrupt burning of superheated gases in a fire caused when oxygen rapidly enters a hot, oxygen-depleted environment. For example, when a window or door to an enclosed space is open or broken. Backdrafts are typically seen as a blast of smoke and or flame out of an opening of a building.
It now becomes clear as to why this person was already recording the spot. They had probably already seen the white figure appear before this video. Now at first glance,
the white figure? How does this look like a figure? So if I were to give my best guess as to what this is, I would say that it's smoke coming out of the building in which the fire has finished raging but is still burning. Hence why there's caution tape, you know, don't go inside, it's not done. They kind of wait for the fire to completely burn out in situations like these before they go in and start assessing things, I would assume. I don't know exactly how firefighting works, but it just seems like you wouldn't be able to completely 100% vanquish the fire immediately, so you gotta just let it do its thing. And I would guess that this is smoke seeking ventilation out of what may be a poorly ventilated area in the basement of the school. Those are windows that are coming out of the basement, it looks like. And it got sucked back into the building by a backdraft, maybe by somebody opening a door somewhere else, or maybe from some objects collapsing and moving and making new airways. So this is something that tends to happen, I think, in these type of situations. It's very normal.
The white silhouette begins to move in such a way.
But of course, Bub has to sensationalize it. The white silhouette, the white figure. First of all, it's pixels, can't really see it, but it does look like a plume of smoke to me. And considering that there was just a massive fire the night before, I would say that it being a plume of smoke is a pretty reasonable assumption. Night Goat 1369 says, what you see in the burning school video is called a backdraft. Smoke was pushed out of the window, then sucked back in by what is called a backdraft. I'm a retired firefighter / EMT and have seen that happen in person. Case closed. Nice. I love when I have a theory about something, but I'm not quite sold on it because I just don't know enough about the subject, and then I find somebody who does know and confirms the suspicion. That's great. I also love it when I have no idea what's going on, I can't explain the clip, and I find somebody that has an explanation like that. Very cool.
It's unknown as to what exactly was captured. Although taken in 2015, this video has yet to be explained.
It's yet to be explained, apparently, because no firefighter or EMT has seen it yet. Okay, guys, I am struggling to find clips. I'm struggling to find clips that I can actually have some kind of grounded, literal explanation for, and not just ones where the explanation is like, they walked out of frame and banged on the wall to create the sound that they heard. I typically don't like to include explanations like that because I find it so boring. You can just say that about anything. All of these clips where they say, I was home alone. If I just said, no, you weren't, you're lying, your friend is there with you, with no proof of that, that would be boring to me. Like, yeah, you can do it, and yeah, it might be true, but it's just not very useful to me. It's not information that convinces anyone, and it's not entertaining to do constantly. So I try to avoid it where possible. And I just kept running into clips where it was like they just heard a thud somewhere, and my explanation for that would be like, well, you had a friend in the other room that banged on the wall. Do I have proof of that? No. So I'm not going to include that in the video because the video would just be me saying, you're lying. Whenever I post these videos, I typically get a good amount of really aggressive, skeptical types, because I'll title the video something like, are these ghost videos real? Or just something like that, some sort of intriguing title, and I will get people coming in that will just say like, I'll save you 40 minutes. The answer is no. And, you know, while I appreciate the confidence, I'm trying to create a compelling video here with actual rational explanations, and not just start the video off and being like, they're all lying, none of it's real. Because that's not helpful for anyone. That's not helpful information. even if you are right. So with that said, for the rest of the video, I will be branching out a little bit and trying some new types of videos. I typically stick with Nuke's Top 5 and Bizarre Bub because they tend to post the same types of videos, the same type of paranormal, you know, CCTV, person breathlessly filming on their phone type of stuff. But now I think I'm gonna check out some Slapped Ham. I've talked about Slapped Ham before. They also post paranormal videos just like Nuke and Bub, but they also tend to post more just bizarre viral video stuff that looks like UFOs and aliens and things like that. So I figured I would maybe dig into that and see if there's something a little more interesting that I could find.
Instagram user Scary Encounter has posted some eerie footage.
Okay.
Captured on CCTV in a hospital in Thailand, the video shows a patient lying motionless on a bed, when suddenly something strange appears to rise from the body.
Are you kidding me? That's a bug. That's
According
a bug.
to witnesses, the doctors and nurse on duty were
That's
so
you can see the
terrified they were the
legs.
first to run from the room. Moments later, they were seen huddled together praying for protection, a highly
Praying for
unusual
protection?
reaction for trained medical professionals.
From a cockroach?
While
Or
some
a
viewers
fly?
believe this could be genuine proof of a soul leaving the body, others remain
What?
skeptical. Is this just a trick of the light? An insect on the camera lens?
Yes,
or could we
that!
be witnessing something truly paranormal?
It's an insect on the lens! Proof of the soul leaving the body. Say that again?
While some viewers believe this could be genuine proof of a soul leaving the body, others
Who's saying this? I need to see these comments of somebody saying that's a soul leaving the body. 1 million followers. Scary Encounter. AI generated UFO avatar. Priceless. Okay guys, I found it. A chilling CCTV video from Thailand appears to show a spirit leaving a patient's body. Okay, so you're just saying that. Okay, I have a little more faith in humanity now. The top comment is probably a bug flying right in front of the camera. With that said, the second top comment is this. We all run into ghosts. It's a timestamp in the universe. The animals seem to know. Some are malevolent though. One scratched me in a place I shouldn't have went. The dogs growled too. They saw it before me. It was pretty scary considering it was still late in the afternoon. Yes, there's ghosts. Be that as it may, Floating Fist, I think we can all agree if we just look at this footage that it is an insect of some kind crawling on the lens. In the end, we all leave our physical forms behind, becoming one with the spirit world. I've experienced this reality. Be that as it may, Gonzaga email, this is clearly a cockroach crawling on the lens of a camera. I like how the freeze frame just shows a blur. It just shows a blurry black blob. Did these nurses really run out of the room, or is it just sped up to make it look like they ran out of the room? Because I think they just walk out.
is the reaction of the hospital staff.
They're just walking. No, it's sped up. It's sped up to make it look like they're running. Hospital Ghost is what this section is called. That's amazing. That was an easy debunk. All I had to do was look at it. It was very obviously not what it said it was.
A spine-tingling TikTok video recently surfaced on the account of Horror Adventure 4, offering a glimpse
Sounds
into
like a
what appears
reliable
to be
source.
a hair-raising paranormal experience within the confines of an abandoned hospital, rumored to be located somewhere in Vietnam. In a heart-pounding exploration, two brave individuals venture into the decaying structure, armed only with their mobile phones and a flashlight to light the way.
That's it, huh?
Before long, the video captures a series of unsettling discoveries, each more eerie than the last.
What's going on?
Later, while in one of the hallways, they spot this.
Astagfirullahaladzim, ya Allah. La ilaha illallah. Dan, enggak usah lari lu. Dia mau enggak.
The walker in the foreground appears to move, all by itself.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
Oh no.
La ilaha illallah. Dan, enggak usah lari lu. Dia mau enggak.
However, the most chilling moment is yet to come. Watch.
Mas! Mas! Cok! Hei, Mas! Apa itu, Den? Udah bukan jam kerja, Mas.
Watching that again, an eerie figure is caught pushing a bed down the hallway.
Of course. Imagine if you're their friend and you agree to guest star in their video, and then you get called by Slapped Ham.
An eerie figure.
What's so eerie about them? They look totally normal to me.
However, when they take a look, the figure is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, interesting.
Hey! Tolong.
These guys, I mean, no pun intended, but these guys are really hamming it up.
So could this old hospital really be haunted? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? I'll leave that up to you
Slapped Ham?
to
No,
decide.
that's the elaborate hoax thing. That's trademarked by Nuke's Top 5. Okay, you can't use that one.
Mas, Cok. Hey, Mas.
Something looks weird about this, though. Look at that. All right. We might have a good old-fashioned cut video here. What's great about YouTube is that you have, they have added tons of playback speeds now, right? They go all the way from 0.25x to 4x. You better not have me on 4x, by the way. So I'm gonna put this on 0.25x. We're just gonna take a look at this and see exactly what happens when Mr. YouTuber cuts around the corner. Okay, we're looking good so far. Everything's looking just fine. But then this next room comes into focus very quickly. Right there, huh? I don't know if I buy that. See, this and this are separated only by 1 frame. And that's a lot of action for 1 frame. In fact, there's nothing consistent between the two of these except for they're both pointed at the wall. But no other element is consistent between the 2 frames, which is very unusual, because usually when you're going frame by frame in a video, you can at least see some consistent elements frame by frame. But not here. It looks like it's a cut video. That's exactly what I would do in this situation if I was wanting to show a mysterious figure pass by and then you immediately turn and no one's there.
Cok. Hey, Mas. Apa itu, Den? Udah bukan jam kerja, Mas.
Yeah, because there's obviously, it's a dead end here and there's no place for them to be, so where'd they go? They disappeared, right? This would be the way that you would do it. You would just simply cut and you would film the same thing twice. One with them having already passed and one with them behind you or something like that. It's been a while since I found a clip where the solution was just they clearly cut the video and you can see it if you go frame by frame. But that was clearly the case in this one. You know, I don't really get what's happening here. Are they saying that these are ghosts that they're capturing? Like former patients? This one in particular right here is really cheesy. He turns. Is somebody like a Slipknot mask or something? Are they saying that this is a ghost? That is so over the top. That's great.
A strange photo shared by one of Crazy Paranormal's followers has left even a professional photographer baffled.
I'm sure.
The photographer inspected the negative and the original image for flaws, but nothing seemed out of place. No damage, no double exposure, just an unsettling mirror reflection that doesn't add up. Whether it's a trick of light, a camera anomaly, or something paranormal tied to the secondhand mirror itself, the photo remains a chilling visual puzzle that is yet to be solved.
It's yet to be solved. I can give you one solution. The boring answer is that it's photo editing, right? It's photoshopped. You just stitch 2 different photos together. One where she's looking at the mirror and one where she's looking away from the mirror. There's a clear line where you could just splice them together almost like a triangular sandwich, you know? That's the boring answer, but we're gonna take a closer look at this one. So first of all, this whole story about the professional photographer looking at the negatives, it's like, yeah, and a source for that is just trust me, bro, right? Well, you know, just because they're a professional photographer doesn't mean that they're any good at it. Trust me, I know from experience. Okay, you know what? I think I got it, and it's really a shame that this is being pawned off as a paranormal photo. I think this is just a cool artistic idea from the young lady here. So at first glance, it kind of looks like this is a framed mirror here, but really, this is simply a mirror without a frame. In the background here, this is just a rectangular piece of glass. And what it's showing is a framed mirror on the opposite side of the room. That's the one that she's looking into. So what you're seeing here is a reflection completely. It's a cool photo because it looks like this is a framed mirror here, but it's not. It's a reflection of a framed mirror. The lamp that's in the background, that should be this way. So that's kind of the direction, because you can see it looks like she's looking over her shoulder. She's looking over her shoulder the opposite way. So when you got two mirrors, you can get into weird little funky things like, oh, this way and that way and this way and that way, but that's what I see.
The photo remains a chilling visual puzzle that is yet to be solved.
Are you sure about that? I think we solved it, Slapped Ham. Consider it solved. The Council of Scientists and Debunkers came together, we put our heads together, and we've decided that it is officially solved. Well, this has been another thrilling meeting of the minds for the council to come together and decide officially for Bizarre Bub and Slapped Ham whether or not this mysterious footage has an official explanation or not, and I think we did a pretty good job overall. I'll be honest, it's getting harder and harder for me to find clips that have an interesting explanation. Like I said earlier in the video, a lot of times I'll watch clips and the explanation that I have will be really boring. It'll be like, yeah, well, your friend was in the next room slapping on the wall to make the thumping sound. I just feel like that's been done. I've already said that with other clips. I don't want to sit here and give that kind of explanation anymore. So it's getting harder and harder to find clips that have an interesting explanation, like a double mirror visual trick, or the walking balloon, or, you know, even just a fly on the lens, right? And I get asked all the time, like, can you debunk this viral clip? Can you debunk that viral clip? Can you debunk this clip, that clip? And honestly, I'm not really interested in parsing through every paranormal clip on the internet and giving a breakdown and an explanation for it. I'm hoping, like, the purpose of these videos to me is to show and demonstrate how it's often a very rational, common, boring explanation for a lot of these clips. And I'm hoping that for those of you out there that are freaked out by some of the clips that you see online, or you get a lot of anxiety, maybe you can't sleep, you think that the world is a very scary place, and it is, but not for the reason that's shown in these clips, in my opinion. I'm hoping that maybe you can just see the thought process that goes into watching these clips and looking into, like, well, what type of balloon is that Elmo balloon? What's a common editing trick that can be used to achieve the same effect? You can take these same methods and apply them to a lot of other clips, a lot of other viral clips. And I guess I'm just hoping that these videos, you know, I like to think that they're fun and comedic and that we don't take them too seriously, but I also want to make sure that the method and the process is coming across. It's not necessarily a super elaborate method or process, but just double checking things by searching them up or thinking of what could be the rational explanation. A lot of times that's all you really need. But thank you guys for watching, and if you're interested in more videos like this, I got a whole playlist full of them linked in the description. There'll also be another video linked at the very end of this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Think critically.